Hello, welcome to Calvary Confirmation to Go. I'm Pastor Oakry. Today we're looking at the final question, question 5 for the sacrament of the altar. Let's work through this together. Who receives this sacrament worthily? Fasting and bodily preparation are certainly fine outward training, but the person who is truly worthy and well prepared, who has faith in these words, given and shed for you for the forgiveness of sins. But anyone who does not believe these words or doubt them is unworthy and unprepared, for the words for you require all hearts to believe. All right, what do we do here with this as we work through the terminology? First is this question, well, worthily, what does that mean, right? Let's just say we receive it worthily when we receive it the right way, the way that God intended us to receive it. And that's how you do something worthily. And here we want to specifically say that to receive it the right way is to trust in God's promise. That's exactly the right way to do it. You can even put a little equal sign here in this specific instance. And then he talks about, well, there are some things we can do to prepare. He talks about this thing called fasting. And fasting, you can fast from lots of things, but biblically and historically, fasting means going without food. And one very common thing that Christians do is they simply don't eat breakfast until they receive the Lord's Supper. It's not a necessary thing to do, and there's reasons why you might not do it because of health reasons or dietary concerns or something like that, certainly. But I think it's a nice little practice that just you don't break your fast until you have received this food of life and immortality from Christ. It's a nice idea. And then also bodily preparation. Right. Well, bodily preparation just means getting your body ready. And fasting is a part of that. Getting your body ready. And so, but it is saying like, I'm receiving food for my soul, but also for my body, and that those things work and talk to each other. And then he says, well, these are what he calls fine outward preparation, right? So these are outward actions. And he says they're very good. But he says at the end of the day, they're not as important as the real deal, right? He says to actually be well prepared is to simply have trust. Trust in the for you. That is what it means to be well prepared here. That this isn't just a thing that's kind of a gift to the universe or a gift to all people. It's a gift to me. And Jesus wants me to have it. And of course, we keep using this. This is just another way of talking about faith. In fact, our best definition, I'd say, of faith is to trust in Jesus, right? Trust in him for what? For salvation, for life, for forgiveness, all those things. But I put my trust in Jesus. And remember, faith always has an object, right? We don't just trust generically. We trust in something or in someone. And then we have this thing that works against faith, which is called doubts. And this is not trusting fully. And that can make us a little scared because, of course, our faith is always very feeble and weak. I always remember, the man who had the demon-possessed boy, when he talks to Jesus, he says, I believe, help my unbelief. And to doubt isn't just to have some questions. We're allowed to have questions. But to doubt really is when your mind's saying, like, you really are kind of just saying, well, God's words aren't true here, and so it's bigger than having questions. God wants us to come to him if we have questions, because it's there for the strengthening of our faith. But if we're there and we're divided, and if your questions are getting bigger or more persistent, well, certainly come and talk to me as your pastor, and we can talk through those things. Unworthy, unprepared. And here we would say that it is simply rejecting the promises, right? I'm just taking this to take it. I'm taking this to make my mom or dad happy, something like that. Well, we don't want to come for those reasons. We want to come for the reasons that is given to me. And so ultimately, what makes us unworthy is the outright rejection of the promises. And of course, for you is so important. Everything Jesus does is for you. And so Jesus means it for my good. Right? That's the picture there. All right. Well, there you have it. I hope you found that helpful, and I hope to talk to you soon. God bless.